Dzień dobry, assalamu alaikum, ciao, konnichiwa, bonjour, Allah. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's Ken at 10. How are you today? Hope you're doing well. We're back in the office again, as always, fighting the good fight, trying to get those sales through, trying to get the new sales agreed, getting some fantastic new instructions on the market, and helping people to buy and sell properties and educate them about buy-to-let as well. Investment's something that we do a lot with, and a lot of our first-time investors come along, we guide them through the maze, and quite often we take over properties that have never been managed before. We have one at the moment for a professional gent that has no time at all, that just literally said, here's the key, sort it all out. And we've gone through and we've created a whole thing from the gas safety to the electrical safety to the PAT testing to the cleaning, decorating. Everything is done, packaged and literally ready to go on the market. We've let it out, taken the references, and literally he's just sat back and watched it all happen. Very delighted he is too. And we can do that for you too. So if you do have a property and you're just not sure what to do with it and you need a bit of help, then we're here for you. Hope you're doing well. As far as the market's concerned, busy as ever, really. Confidence is still there. Offers are coming in by the bucket load. If something is competitively priced, we're finding that there are always people out there wanting to buy. And that seems strange, I know, and counterintuitive, as I've said many a time, given what's going on in the wider economy. And does the wider economy affect the property market? Yes, of course it does. But how it affects it is surprising, because actually a lot of sellers withdraw from the market, and that means that the demand doesn't fall off necessarily as greatly as you might expect, because although the demand will fall, so the number of instructions will fall as well, and therefore the market maintains its balance and equilibrium to some degree. And that's what's been the beauty of the property market over the last few months. While we've seen other markets fall and people lose a lot of money in property, that just hasn't happened. And it's really goes to show the resilience of the property market. You know, we saw it during the pandemic. Everything else was struggling and panicking. The property market was stable throughout. The same is happening again now. And it really does underline why it's an asset class. If you're not involved with, from a buy-to-let perspective, you probably should be. So aside from that, on the sales market, it's a beautiful day here in Albury. Blue skies, it's warm, it's going to be a hot one, scorcher apparently. We've got this all for another week yet. And that's great for the property market. You know why? Everything looks better in the sunshine. It's simple as that. Where photographs come out well, people enjoy the viewings, they feel a bit better about themselves, about the environment. So it's all good really in terms of the market right now. Normally what we'd expect to see over the next month or two is a fall off in activity, because obviously families go on holiday. A lot of our properties appeal to people with families, and therefore a lot of those people, if they're away on holiday or the children are off school, they'll choose to take their time and enjoy their children, and perhaps do some work with their children, hobbies, fun stuff, holidays, and why not? You know, the blink of an eye and your children are gone, so make sure you enjoy it while you can. And a lot of people are. So we suspect there will be a slight fall off in the number of people looking, but that won't be as great as the number of houses that have already fallen off and are not coming available for sale that we'd normally expect at this time of year. So still the demand is strong. So where we'd normally say at this time of year, actually probably hang off until September to market. Right now we'd say now's fine, absolutely fine. We got the demand, we got the weather, why not? Let's get out there and do it. So that's it for today. We'll be back tomorrow in another edition. One other thing, by the way, I've had a query from John regarding the Renters Reform Act, and John has sent me a little message saying, would it be the case that there will be no fixed term tenancies anymore when this Renters Reform Act comes in? And it will come in, even though we're going through the new Prime Minister and everything else. At some point, this white paper will turn into legislation once it goes through the Commons. And yes, it will mean that the fixed term tenancies that we currently know, with a minimum of 6 months and so on, the assured short hold will go, and they'll all merge into assured tenancies. And what this will mean is that your tenants will be able to give notice at any time, even during the first 6 months. I know, right? Doesn't seem very reasonable, does it? But you as a landlord will have to have a reason for giving notice. And, you know, those reasons we spoke about before, either you or a family member want to occupy or you wish to sell the property. There will be other grounds, and we'll talk about those. As I've said, we're in the process of producing a podcast, but it's taking a bit longer than expected because we want to get it all as most informative as possible. And there's a lot in this, but it is a sea change for the rental market. And certainly the legislation is very different from what we're used to. Should it scare you if you're a landlord? No, not at all. You need educating about it, yes, but there will be reasons to be cheerful about it. It won't be as bad as some MPs would have you believe with their soundbite politics. Actually, it's a fairly balanced document so far from what I can see. And although there won't be fixed term tenancies, my view is there will be discussions between agents and landlords and tenants along the lines of what is your intention? How long do you expect to stay? And we'll be agreeing terms which, whilst they may not be fixed, will be verbally agreed in advance. That's what I suspect will happen in the future, even though there'll theoretically be no fixed term tenancies when the Rental Reform Act comes into play. And that will be, I think, sometime within the next 12 to 24 months, but time will tell. So I hope you're having a good day. Look after yourselves. And if you can, your family and friends. See you tomorrow. Ciao.